There is a secret world. Did you see my video on it? Are you in it? Some of you knew what I was talking about, and they said, yes. And I said, it's a choice. There is something accelerating. I want to share some things that are going on. Ask you if you're experiencing this. And maybe you are and you don't know what it is. It's so beautiful. We're going into something challenging, but it's not going to challenge you. You'll understand what's happening on the planet, and you're going to celebrate it because we're going into a whole new era. Yes, another shift. We're actually in it. It's going to be continuous. You ready to go there? Let me explain about that secret world and the signs you may have to indicate that you're entering it. How do you get there? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Oh my gosh, things are happening out there. Oh, I have to get some coffee. Yeah. No, this is not coffee going on. This is just me, because there's an energy field that is woo-wee going on out there, and it is really amazing. Not feeling it? What are you watching? Fear-based stuff? Conspiracy? Educating yourself? Oh, I have to watch the news? You're watching programming. It's not real. It's made up. It's controlled. I've actually talked to some of those people who admitted to me and said that they would deny it if I ever said that they said these things. Major people in media said that they are told what to write, and most of it isn't true. It's a slant on things. It's a control tactic. Why? Because people who have money and power are making just different decisions than maybe you would. But you know what? Don't jump to conclusions about that either. This is why judgment is not a good space to be in. What would happen if you had money and power? You may not behave the way you think you would. Oh, I'd save the world. I'd give people, the homeless, shelter. Would you? A lot of people say that they win the lottery, and I don't see them doing that. In fact, they end up going broke, getting divorced, sick. It happens all the time. Why? Because when we go into that space where we imagine certain things and we're on a supposedly high frequency of giving and loving, it's the temptations of the material world that allow us to decide or find out what we really are made of and what we're really going to do in a dense world. This is exciting stuff. Last night, I went to an event, and it was the most magical thing that was happening during the evening. No, the event wasn't like some super duper different thing, although it always is amazing. I have wonderful friends. But I was walking down the street, and well, actually it started before then. I gave money to park my car, and the gentleman said, before I started to go through the gate, the gentleman said, "You gave me too much. I had like a stack. Instead of 1.5, I had others in it." And he gave it back, and I said, "Thank you." Okay, simple, no big deal, right? But a nice gesture. I was walking on the street, and people were looking at me, smiling, and it was like noticeable. It was weird. I actually thought, do I have toilet paper hanging off my shoe? I mean, what's going on? And there was nothing unusual, but I was picking up on this. And then I went up the elevator, and everybody I came in contact with, it was magical. It was almost like I stepped into a completely different world. And by the way, it was at the top of a hotel, a penthouse. I talk about that. And I've mentioned to you, my father has many mansions. What does that mean? There are endless realities, different places and spaces that you get to choose. You have to step into that. Where are you stepping into? And whatever you're experiencing right now is your choice of how you see the world, how you react, how you see others. It's all a choice. And through those choices, you open different doors. You go into a different mansion. Well, I was in the penthouse last night. everyone I came in contact with, we had some bizarre, almost like an attraction, like a connection that was almost like mind reading. I ran into somebody, a total stranger, who walks over to our table and started talking to us. And he and I had the most bizarre connection. And he said to me, I can read your mind. And I said, I'm sensing that with you. We knew what was going on. There was this bizarre, like, communication going on. Other people, perfect strangers, coming up to our table, were talking to us and connecting to us in the most amazing way. Now, my friend, Diana, she and I have a bizarre connection. We are like a shared energy. We will actually show up in identical outfits. We drive the same car, which is, there are very few on the whole planet. We do things that are just insanely in sync. People call us the Bobbsey twins. I've only known her a couple of months. Yet, we say something's going on with us that we can't explain. Are you experiencing this? This is the major sign that you're going into a space where you're not making decisions. Now, activate your magic. You guys want to check this out. Oh my gosh, I'm doing insane things there. I'm taking you to crazy levels of manifesting. It's advanced manifesting. What is that? I am practicing these things myself. They're practices, they're masteries, they're not techniques to get stuff. We go into the space, and this is what's happening with many people. We're going into the space where we're just not thinking negative thoughts. We're choosing completely different thoughts about the world. We're sending light and love. One of my students came on. If I see you, you're probably here. I won't say your name, although it would be okay, I'm sure, if I did. I'll call her D. She said that she picks up on negative energy with people. And I said, yes, I hear that from so many subscribers. Well, I'm an empath and I'm getting all this negativity. And I said, well, there's positivity out there too. How come you're not picking up on that? I'm picking up on nothing but positive stuff. And when a negativity energy field comes in the room, what do? I say, oh, I send it love. I don't have to interact with it. You're not meant to do that. I send it love. And D, she said, oh, my husband says, ooh, there's some negative energy. Let's not get in that line in the grocery store. And she said, no, I'm going to get next to that person and maybe say, how are you doing today? Or just send them kindness and love. It will change them. They'll make their own choices, and you're not there to force anything. This is what we're shifting into. That's the mansion and the penthouse. By the way, we were actually drinking champagne up there. That's what they do at this hotel that has this beautiful penthouse on the top. They serve beautiful champagnes up there. And I thought, it was literal. It was literal. And so I met new people. I got cards from amazing people who all of a sudden are talking to me about spirituality. And we went into these discussions we would never have years ago. People would think you're cray-cray. And it kept happening and happening. And people were feeling this sense of connection with one another. And we felt like we were in this beautiful, beautiful room where there was no negativity. Everybody was happy. The waiters and waitresses were treating us like gold. The manager came over to make sure that we were happy. And we were laughing. She said, I love you guys. I said, there's no problem. We don't have any problems. We're just happy to be here. And this went on and on and on. Are you feeling this? The whole rooftop, it's like everybody up on that penthouse floor, just like I teach, was there because they were in that frequency. Even the younger people there, they were all sweet and we were all laughing together. This is accelerating. You have to let go of everything else and just go into the space of no judgment and just experiencing the human adventure. And when challenges come, as you know, and I want to share this with you because this is also happening, a series of challenges, a lot of little ones. I told you in 2023 it's going to be nonstop challenges. Now we just passed January 18th, and I think that was the date when Mercury shifted. Anybody who knows, please, post it. Correct me if that's not the case. It's irrelevant to me. I know that the end of January, some amazing things are happening, and I felt that shift. I felt it happen. I felt like we just went into something else. It was sort of like the air cleared. You know, the fog. We actually had fog, heavy fog, and it cleared before I went to this event. It completely, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. And I was thinking of not going, and all of a sudden it completely cleared, and I thought it was so literal. It was so literal, right? This is what's happening. The fog is clearing, and we're seeing there was nothing scary in there at all. And now I can see, and I don't have to have a thought. And I see people as beautiful, and even if you have the negative energy, I'm not judging it. I'll send them love. And all the positive energy fields are going to be attracted to you because you're on that frequency with them. You're not attracting something's coming to me. That's ego trying to control everything. Come on over. I'm teaching this stuff. It's amazing. My students are going into completely different places, letting go. One of my students, she's selling this beautiful place that she lives on. It's time for her to sell it. And there were a few things she was thinking of keeping. I said, why? What are you going to do? Pay to put it in storage and haul it around the rest of your life? Let it go. We're going into an era where less is more because you have more when you let go of the material world. When you let go of it, you actually have more because now you're not tethered and attached to the material things. You know, that's why ghosts hang around. You see people in places, you know, they can't let go of their property. That's not a good thing if you want to go to a higher level. They're attached to material things. You've got to be careful with that. That attachment will keep you here because your energy field is focused on that, and it's still a choice. And so you don't want to transition over and have this attachment to things that you can't let go of. And the more you can do that, including what you think the world is like, the governments, the corporations, if you can send them light and love, and not make a judgment and say, we're all in it together, just making different choices. Money doesn't make somebody evil. It's not the money. Money, wow, yeah, bring it on. I love it. Because I can do more in the material world with it on a higher frequency and make a big difference, change. But don't judge those who make different choices. They're going through their own journey of teachings, of evolving, and that's their journey. So for you to judge it, or me to judge it, would be to say that there's something wrong. The one doesn't make mistakes. That is the one. That's the one exploring being unconscious. That's the one exploring darkness. I'm telling you, there's something so beautiful happening right now. And I'm feeling it. I'm meeting beautiful people, and I'm sensing this whole feeling that everything's okay. So yes, things are going to go wrong, you know. I got hit by a rim that came off a semi. I'm lucky I walked away from it. I got all 4 new tires now, so I feel safe. My battery died the same day. I have a new battery now, so I'm feeling safer driving. Is that a bad thing? No. No, my whole closet collapsed. Now I have a beautiful built-out closet that's stable, and I got rid of a lot of things. When that happened, I said, I don't need all these clothes. It's collapsing my closet. Right? How many things can you wear in one day? And so I got a whole stack of stuff, and now I have more I'm taking in next week. Give some, sell some, and take the money and do cool stuff with it. Go on a vacation, spoil somebody. Have a nice dinner. It's okay. Abundance flows to you right now in amazing ways. And astrology supposedly is lined up for that in all of the signs. It's going to be very strong between now and May, according to astrologists. That's not my thing. All I know is if you say yes, then you receive it without judgment. It's not just for you, it's for everyone. Everyone, and you especially, can say yes because you have choice. We're going into the amazing new era. Did you feel the shift? Did you feel a clearing of the fog? Are you feeling that people, you can like almost read each other's minds? That you're connecting in almost a way. We're going to eventually get into a space where we don't have to talk anymore. It's not really necessary because you and I are that one energy field that doesn't require words. It's beautiful. Let's start doing that. Start working on those psychic abilities. I'm actually having my students do that. More and more, we're connecting to that field out there. It has all the answers. And if you ask, come on over to my trainings, if you ask, You will receive downloads, ideas, inspiration, business ideas, solutions to things that you want to sort out in whatever. Here, try this, do this, call this person, and then those answers will come to you. People will call you. Opportunities will come in when it's supposed to. Don't put out constraints on that either. That's the ego. The ego is your friend. But you don't have to listen to it. You say, okay, thank you for the suggestion. I'll take that into consideration. It's the adventure here. It's really cool. We don't get to experience that outside of these bodies, right? Even when you go out here and out-of-body experience, you're not dealing with ego anymore. So when you're in it, observe it. I hope you'll subscribe. Come on over. I have Activate Your Magic Advanced Manifesting right now. People are signing up. It's a special offer as of this video. That's not going to last very long because I'm still loading stuff in there. So as you're taking the course and you're going down, you're going to see more stuff showing up. I keep coming up with more and more downloads of ways for you to go into that space. We're going into some cray cool areas of the quantum field. So if you're interested, these are free videos. You can sign up when you get over there. If you're in my email list, you're going to see opportunities to sign up for Activate Your Magic free videos so you can learn more about it, or you can just go straight in and sign up for the course. And I see you live every month in that course. So we work on the manifestations. You can ask questions and we work through it. I can get you back on track like that, because sometimes you're the same mind that creates the problem can't solve the problem. So I do have the coaching for an entire year with that course, and the course is for life. So every time you want to manifest stuff and you're thinking, wait a minute, I'm going back into ego and limitations and rules and all these things, you go back into the course and you pick and choose the one of dozens and dozens of masteries, practices, and activations. And whatever you want to do, you can use the meditations specifically for something. You go into that space and you go, oh, poof, let it go. And let God. And it shows up exactly the way it's supposed to, when it's supposed to. Can you let go? Of course you can. That's you and I. You know what I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking? That you're strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Guys, these are free these are free videos teaching you how to create online businesses. Come on over and check it out. Get new skills. Create a business online. Travel. Go off-grid. You guys, I have free videos for how to have an off-grid property with no money. I'm collaborating with guys that are teaching that. It's amazing. And I hope you'll subscribe, and I hope that you will share my videos with everyone who's out there struggling. They don't have to anymore. They hold the power right here, right now. You ready? Let's go. Namaste.